Can you get results from just mewing alone? So there are some people who can see really great results from just mewing alone. You see them online. Basically, they start mewing, maybe they do some hard mewing, maybe they're doing some chewing, and all of a sudden they have this great before and after photo. But then why is it for some people that they've been mewing for months and sometimes even years without seeing any real significant progress? Early on in my days here on YouTube, I made a video that was called The 2 Types of People Who Can See Results from Mewing, and then the other group who may need to seek professional help or do something in addition to just mewing or tongue exercises. Well, my understanding and knowledge has changed since then. And in this video, I want to give you my updated opinion on the 2 types of people who can see results from mewing. Now, of course, this really is an oversimplification, but it's useful for the sake of this video. So let's start with an example of someone from group number 1. They've never had orthodontics. They never really had to. They generally had straight teeth for most of their life. They hear about mewing online and they think, oh, seems like a good idea. They press their tongue up on their palate. After a few weeks or months, they start to notice some progress. Mewing starts to feel easier for them, and they just generally have a smooth and steady progress as they practice mewing. And that's person number 1. They can easily press their tongue up on their upper palate. They feel that their tongue pushes evenly when they press it up. They're able to do it with relative ease and comfort over time. So it's not a struggle. It's not difficult. It starts to become easier and more natural over time. So that last one is a major key. As they do it, it starts to become more comfortable, more normal, and actually unconscious. When they wake up in the morning, as they go about their day, they're mewing without trying. Someone commented on one of my videos and he said, "Why are you making this all so complicated? Just suck your tongue up to the roof of your palate and get on with it. That's all you have to do." Well, yeah, that person is very likely in group number 1. And there are people out there like that. For people in group number 1, this is great. Do mewing, learn the proper technique. But what about everybody else? What about people in group number 2? So someone in group number 2 is essentially someone who will not be able to see progress from just mewing alone. Generally, they have a little bit of crowding in their upper palate. Their maxilla is a little bit smaller than it should be. They possibly have had orthodontics in the past. They possibly had a history of mouth breathing in the past. They probably have some degree of forward head posture. And you can see the results of this in their jaw and in their face if you look at them from the side or possibly from the front as well. This person comes across mewing online and they try it, but they have difficulty with it. It feels uncomfortable. They might say that they feel like they can't breathe when they do mewing. They might say that they just don't know how to do it properly. For some reason, they just can't do it. So this is what I'm calling group number 2. They find mewing difficult and uncomfortable. No matter how hard they try, it just feels like their tongue doesn't fit on their palate. It feels like their palate is too small and too narrow. It possibly feels uneven when they do mewing, as in, like, the left side pushes up more, or the right side pushes up, but the left side doesn't. Asymmetry. Their tongue falls down when they're not consciously thinking about it. So these are the people I talk to who basically say, I have to think about keeping it up all the time. When I stop thinking about it, it falls down. And lastly, it doesn't become more natural over time. It stays difficult for them to do mewing, and it doesn't improve. Okay, so what's going on here? What is the difference between person number 1 and person number 2? And if you do happen to be in this second category, what do you do about it? Many people see mewing as a technique, right? It's an exercise. It's like a verb. It's something you do. I'm mewing. I'm pressing my tongue up on my palate. And that's true. It is a technique. It is an exercise. And that's what we're talking about here, right? Some people can do it and some people can't do it. There's also the second thing that mewing is. It's the ideal position of your tongue. So it's actually an end goal. This is how you want your tongue to be all the time. This is the person you want to be. This is the way you want your body to function, and this is the correct structural integrity and posture of your body. So how can it both be an exercise, as in a method that you use to get to the goal, and the goal at the same time? Group number one, they're able to say, this is mewing. This is the correct position my tongue should be in. But back to person number two, what do you do if you can't get to that end goal? You can't do the exercise of mewing properly. It means that mewing as an exercise is probably not going to work for you, and you need something else that you can use, some other exercise or some other guide that can help you get there. Some examples of this include myofunctional therapy to stretch and strengthen your tongue, having your tongue assessed for its mobility to see if you have a tongue tie, anything to improve your posture, including corrective exercise routines, yoga, Pilates, anything like that to help strengthen your core muscles and to help stretch and improve any muscle imbalances that you have. Some orthodontic appliances can be good to help expand your palate, and there's also our programs, which you can look into in the link in the description, which are a combination of a lot of these different things, and you can get some guidance with me if you just send me an email. If you find mewing very difficult and just practicing it alone isn't working, it's kind of like trying to go from 0 to 100 or jump over too many hurdles too quickly. Thinking you're going to go from where you are to perfect mewing overnight is very difficult and I think unlikely to happen. And I would instead recommend that you think of it like gradually improving your tongue's resting position, gradually improving your posture, gradually improving your jaw, the expansion of your maxilla over time, and not trying to think that you have to get it perfectly right away, because I don't think that's how it works, unless you're in group number one. So thank you for watching. If you want to take your results to the next level, do our free training in the description, which is going to teach you some simple exercises that you can start doing right now. Also, comment below if you're person number one, person number two, and maybe some things you've been struggling with or questions you have that I could do videos on in the future. So other than that, have a great week and see you in the next video.